I'd tracked down Michael's work on the basis of it being a fantastic way of improving student literacy using an art form. It turned out comic book drawing, graphic novels is another name for it, but using art to improve literacy.
Michael approached us, and so you'd already had the experience of using the comic book project in a Year 8 art course.
Correct.
To improve literacy, as you say, and then he approached us, or you approached me and said, you know, with my experience in developing online courses, could we think of a way to present this in the online environment that would get students working together? Our students communicated in two ways. We felt that it would be a bit burdensome to get them doing everything synchronously. It would be difficult, and it wouldn't be using the online environment to its best. You know, the best way we could really. So we had a combination of synchronous, using Skype once a week.
Yes.
For hourly meetings. Collaboration meetings with students, with Antoine, myself, and with Michael. And then using Ning as our asynchronous development space, really, didn't we?
Yes.
So, in terms of Skype, what were some of the things that you were impressed with about the way the students work together?
As a form of technology, I thought its greatest strengths would be the visual representations of each student to one another. It would appear, with students being enamoured with the Facebook world, the greeting is like an icebreaker, so you get to see who you're working with. Students very rapidly moved often to a text-based format where ideas were written and shared, and it was valuable to have a visual representation. But Skype, being where it's at this stage, there was a bit of a time delay. How about you, Jess? How are you going?
How are you doing, Jess?
Oh, sorry.
They'd come together synchronously with the Skype weekly meetings, as we said, but then they had this time, they had a whole week between meetings where they could work asynchronously together using Ning. So that's it's a private, sort of a locked down social network. And here, you know, we found that students were, or the participants were coming in and they were putting up their ideas.
And that's, of course, part of this development process where you have, you know, the touching base, so you've got convergence, and then you have people getting their brief in effect and then getting on with the job at hand and then reconverging.
I find the Ning network absolutely fantastic to just communicate with the other students and see how they're going and share my ideas with them and them comment back, and it's just really helpful for the whole process.
There is a self-governance going on, and I think this self-governance then allowed the hierarchical nature of the class to shift, so that Luke and I tried to be like the seamless umpire at best, and
Michael, of course.
And Michael, of course, and make room for the students to be able to step forward and offer collegiate support and basically get on with the job at hand.
And now I just got 2 pages left to draw of my comic, and then I've just got to, you know, like add colour and do the finer details of it, and then I should be done.
Not only students operating in a global framework, but across different year levels, and that seemingly not that significant in terms of the blend of people and just getting on with the job at hand. They were very task focused.
Because usually, like, Jackson stays over for like 2.5 hours, so it takes a lot of work though, because you have to figure out like what we're gonna do for that particular page. So, and like what shots we're gonna have and stuff. So that's what we do.
One of the things I was really impressed with was the, in terms of the students, the way they worked together was we started to see leadership.
I was going to mention again about, I posted a thing up in the Ning, but I don't know if everybody saw it, but about how we were going to cross over our comic book characters, and just we were going to post up a bit about each of our characters. We can do that.
The final phase for our for the project was that we moved from the development you know, through the process of actually making the product, and then each student exhibit it in a virtual gallery.
The Comics Go Global, we're still in the process of, during this pilot, being sensitive to what else is there, what else is presenting itself. Working in a global environment, there's a whole new, there are a whole new range of possibilities. Some of them we've identified and we're working with. We're trying to stay sensitive to others that present themselves, and then we can identify them and further support the students in growing.
Definitely.